Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 231. Today is the next release of Simply Refined dies, and I have a beautiful set of dies for you, along with an A4 die that's going to give you 29 individual dies, 5 different layering flowers, I think 5 different butterflies, 4 different stems. It's crazy. There's 29 dies in the big Contour Plus die that will go through your Cuttlebug machine and your Grand Caliber machine and your Platinum machine and your Sizzix Big Shot machine and your Big Kick machine and your Vagabond machine. So you don't have to have a wide machine to use this die set that we have, but you're going to get all of that for $29.99. I loaded that die up because so many of you said, Stacey, could you do some layering flowers? Because when you go out to buy layering flower dies, they can be rather pricey. And so I said, yeah, I can do that. So I did 5 different flowers and each flower has, I think, 4 layers to it, so you can really dimensionalize them. But anyway, we'll get to that. So it's the next collection of Simply Refined dies, not stamps, that's defined. And last week the YouTube was a lot. There was a lot to go over and a lot to explain, and YouTube number 230 is a great YouTube if you are thinking about a Go Press and Foil machine. So I wanted to make this YouTube a little lighter and a little more fun. One, because we have been spending the past week getting my mom's house ready to sell, which has been heartbreaking. So I wanted this YouTube to be as if we were crafting together and we were just playing. I just wanted to play. I didn't want to have to think too much. But I absolutely have a technique for you, and maybe some of you have seen it, and maybe some of you haven't seen it, and maybe you've seen it but forgot you could even do it. I know when I showed Mary Lynn the finished product, Mary Lynn, SMS Girl Mary Lynn, who has worked here forever, she went, oh, psh. She was so excited. We have winner chicken dinner to talk about. So there's a lot going on, but this time, this YouTube, I'm gonna be you, and we're just gonna get into a zone of having fun. And this is a technique where I think all of you will be creative and you will be able to accomplish what I show you. And the best part of it is that you already have almost everything, if not everything, in your stash. So if you are on a budget and you say, I just can't afford this right now, that's okay. Chances are you already have what you need to try this, and that makes my heart happy. So I'm going to talk about winner chicken dinner from YouTube number 230, which was, again, the Go Press and Foil and the beautiful papers from Tonic and the worldwide exclusive of their foil plates. So we have 2 winners, and they are going to receive, because I don't know if they have a Go Press and Foil, so we're just going to do a really lovely assortment of the Tonic papers. And they are Mary Macon. Hello, Mary Macon. How are you doing? Congratulations. This year, we're doing snaps with the happy dance. So do your happy dance, Mary. I'm so happy. I'm a winner, but you're not alone. We have another winner chicken dinner, because we always do 2. And this is Gloria. Oh, Gloria, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I don't. Och. O-C-H-S. Och. Whichever one works, you're a winner chicken dinner. Go, Gloria. You're a winner chicken dinner. So how are you both going to claim your prizes? It's so easy. Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Look for the link that says winner chicken dinner. Follow the directions. And once we confirm that you are indeed our winner chicken dinner, we will get your prizes out to you. I know, very exciting, right? So how do you be a winner chicken dinner? Well, you have to be able to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, which means you have to have a YouTube username and login. You don't have to have your own channel. You just have to have a username and login. And so if you do anything with Google or Gmail, it should be pretty easy peasy. Then you subscribe to Scrapbooking Made Simple's channel, and then you can start posting comments, and then you go into the running to be a winner chicken dinner. Because I betcha Gloria and Mary probably never thought they were ever going to win, but it's their turn. You never know when it's going to be your turn. So I am going to put those aside. I am going to say, this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this because it's just easy and it looks so good and it makes you look so good. And best of all, it takes product you already have and it uses it in a new way, making that product even more valuable to you because now you even have more options with it. And gosh, when you spend your money, would you want just one way to use something when maybe there's 25 different ways of using something? That makes it worthwhile. So I am going to tilt down. I'm going to show you the in-store make and take that's going on right now, and we are going to start for today. And hopefully the camera is not going to give me any problems. I love you, camera. I do. Love me back, okay? All right, down we go. And I'm going to try and move it in. Oh, too much. Back it out. How's that? Does that look pretty good? I think we're okay there. Now we're just going to leave it be and not, we're all going to send our well, that's an upside down heart. We're all going to send our love to the camera. All right, this is what's going on downstairs right now. So we have our free in-store make and take. And yes, it is absolutely using Simply Refined dies. Without question, you can see our dimensional flower there. And this is only 3 of the 4 flowers. One of the butterflies, one of the leaves, and easy to do. Very, very simple. I'm going to put it aside and I'm going to bring over the set that we're going to be playing with today. So here's the set we're working with. And again, I told you, it has 29 dies and it costs $29.99. So that's a little over $1 a die. You get 5 different layering flowers, 5 different types of flowers to layer, and you get 6 butterflies. I was wrong. 6, it is 6 butterflies, and then several different leaves to make up the set. And for $1 a die, holy smokes artichokes, that's just absolutely awesome. Today we're going to be playing with some of the flowers. So I'm going to pull this set. And there are our 4 layering flowers. I'm going to put this one over here. And here are our 4 dies that allow us to die cut paper and then layer the flowers on top to give them the dimension that we have here. So what is a die? Just really quickly, this cuts paper. See these little ridges? Those little ridges add pressure when you put it through a die cutting machine and it cuts paper. They're not sharp at all. You can see I can't cut myself. So they're really nice to use when you, especially if you're using them with children or with elderly people who happen to have, problems with their hands now, so that you don't have to worry about anybody harming themselves because there is no blade here. The little ridge on this die is going to sit on top of the paper, and when I roll it through a special machine, it's going to die cut it out. Now, what special machine am I talking about? Well, there's lots of them on the market. We happen to use the Sizzix Big Shot machine, and you could be using your Cuttlebug or your Grand Caliber or your Platinum or your, I mean, there's so many machines on the market. We tend to use the Sizzix Big Shot machine, and because it just is a workhorse. It does everything that you need and it just keeps going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. Now, when you get your Sizzix Big Shot machine, there's going to be a long multi-purpose platform. This is the short version. Yours is going to come with this long multi-purpose platform. And the platform's going to tell you how to, a piece of shim in there. Platform's going to tell you how to do all the different things with this machine. Today, we're going to be using a wafer die. And this is called a wafer die because of how thin it is. And on the front, it shows you wafer dies. So you know that when you use this multi-purpose platform, you keep it completely closed. I don't have to open it up to tab 1 because I'm not doing an embossing folder. And I don't have to open it up to the base. I just have to keep it completely closed. Then everything you do with this machine is sandwiched between something. Today we're going to be working with a clear plate and an exclusive red glitter cutting pad from Sizzix. So you will get 2 clear plates with your machine, but if you want the exclusive SMS red glitter cutting pad, you got to get it from us. I'm going to put my clear plate on my multi-purpose platform. I'm just going to take a basic piece of paper. I'm going to go ahead and throw my dies with that ridge facing down against my paper. And then I'll take my next cutting plate and I'm going to roll this on through because there's a handle here, and I'm just going to roll it on through. Now when I roll it on through, it might make some creaks and it might make some cracks, and that is okay. It's also going to leave an imprint in that bottom clear cutting pad because this die is going to press into that paper and then press into that clear cutting plate. And that's okay if it leaves the impression. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. So not too many creaks and cracks. Then I can take my dies off. And look at, they cut right out. So when you see dies on the market, whether it be Sizzix or Lawn Fawn or Spellbinders or Cottage Cuts, oh my gosh, there's so many dies, or Simply Defined or Simply Refined, and you wonder what they do, this is what they do. Now I could take this flower and I could color it and I could glitter it, and then I could start stacking them on top of each other to make a very dimensional flower. So when it's all done, it's got layers coming up and just beautiful. And that is what these dies do. But I didn't want to use them as dies. I wanted to do something different with them today. So I grabbed my Simply Defined foam. I carry foam. You get 4 sheets per package. 2 sheets are at 3 mil thick and 2 sheets are at 2 mil thick. And they're large, they're big. Well, here's the sheet. Big sheets. It is double-sided sticky on both sides so that you're able to put a piece of paper on top of this. Well, you peel off your liner, put a piece of paper on top of this, die cut something, and then you've got an instant sticker, but it's got dimension to it. My dimensional foam has been really popular because you get the 3 mil, which nobody else has, 2 sheets of that and 2 sheets of the 2 mil for only $9.99. So we kept it as affordable as we can. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut my flowers out of my foam. So I'm just gonna cut me a piece of foam, and I'm gonna bring my Big Shot machine right back over. And because this foam, when it goes through the machine, compresses down, I don't have to change my platform at all. I'm still gonna work on my tab 2. Can you see if you're new to die cutting, can you see that there's some impressions left from where the dies cut into it? Perfectly fine, that's exactly what you want. So I'm gonna put my cut plate down, I'm gonna put my foam. It doesn't matter which side you put your foam. I'm gonna put my dies, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to send them through. Now, because I'm cutting something that's a little bit thicker, oh, I moved one. Because I'm cutting something that's a little bit thicker, unlike my first time that I rolled through, I just went through once because it was just paper and the dies cut it first with 1 roll, no problem. But this, oh, can you hear the creaks and cracks? It's okay, don't worry, it's fine. This time I am gonna roll front and back just because I'm going through dimensional foam. I can turn it over and I can see, oh, I hope that one. I'm not sure. Yeah, it just didn't go through the liner. Great. So I've got my dies and my flower cuts. Now, what do I do with these? Well, if I had wanted, I could have put a piece of paper over this and then die cut my flowers, and I would have dimensional flowers. There's lots, I can glitter them. I've done lots of things with dimensional foam. But today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take the dimensional foam and I'm going to make it into a stamp. So I'm going to take a little bit of baby powder, cornstarch, whatever you've got. I'm just going to put a little bit down on my craft mat because this is sticky right now. It wants to stick to something because here's the liner piece. It wants to stick to something. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this talcum powder or baby powder and I'm going to put it right onto the back. And what that's going to do is it's going to take the stick away. There. Now it's not sticky anymore. No more sticky because I've got that baby powder on the back. Then I'm going to take the top piece off and I'm going to expose the sticky on this side too. It wants to stick to me. So take off the liner. And now add my sticky or my talcum powder, baby powder, cornstarch, whatever you've got. To the top. So now I've taken the sticky off of both sides. Could you use fun foam to do this? Yes, you can use fun foam. The thing with fun foam, and if you use fun foam, you wouldn't have to put the powder on it because fun foam isn't sticky to begin with. But the thing with fun foam is that it's not quite as dimensional as my foam is. So my foam gives you a little extra gush, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the sticky off of all of them. Put a little more powder down. This time I think I'm going to use my fussy tweezers to get the liner up so it doesn't stick to me. Liner up. Add a little bit of baby powder to the top of this one. Now my sticky is all gone, which is what I want. And then let's do this one. It's the last one. Pull it up. It's all perfectly die cut. Add a little bit of powder to the back of it. Just rub it right on in. Take off my other side of the liner to expose the sticky on the other side. And add some powder to that. Great. So I've got 3 of the 4 done. And I think that's good. We'll play with 3 of the 4. Take my baby wipe and just wipe up my powder. And done. So I've now de-stickified these, if that is such a word. Oh, there we go. I've de-stickified them because I don't want to use them as dimensional stickers. I don't want to stack them on top of each other and make them stick. I want to use them as stamps. Stamps? Yes, I want to use them as a stamp. Now, how am I going to do that? Well, I've got my block here, and this is part of my Do Crafts block set. We've got the wonderful two Do Crafts block sets, and they're so reasonably priced. And I'm going to take my Simply Defined removable adhesive, and I'm just going to throw a little bit on my block. Now, why do I use the removable adhesive? Because removable adhesive, the Simply Defined removable adhesive, is not repositionable adhesive. That's a different thing. This is actually removable. So when you're done with it, it just rolls right off. It becomes gummy and it rolls right off. Versus repositionable, which lets you move things around, but usually ultimately becomes permanent. So I'm using my Simply Defined removable. Look at how good I've gotten with that. Is that awesome? And I don't know if I can get an image of, oh yeah, you can see I've got 2 strips right there. And now I've got my flowers to do something with, and I'm going to stamp them. Now, you always start when you're doing this, well, for this technique, you're going to start with your smallest flower and you're going to start with your darkest color. So it doesn't matter which side you use. I'm going to put it down and I'm going to grab my purple. My purple? Well, I already have a purple one. Do I want to do another purple one? Okay, well, maybe I'll use a Bahama blue. Let's try blue. So I'm going to ink up my flower. Ink my flower. Now I've got my gush pad right here. I've got my paper. And I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And ta-da, I have stamped my flower. Just like that, easy peasy. Now, these are reusable again and again and again and again and again. All you need is a baby wipe. Wipe it down. It'll stain a little blue, but it is ready for its next color and it will not transfer the color. This blue will not transfer if I were to use yellow. Now I'm also just going to peel it right off my block and put it aside to use whenever I want. These are not a one-time use. These can be done again and again and again. My next stamp, I'm going to take my next size flower. Put it right on. And again, I'm going to ink up with my blue. But maybe you're saying, well, Stacey, if you ink up with the same blue and you stamp over the top, it's going to cover this flower up. Well, you're right. So what I'm going to do is grab just an inexpensive piece of copy paper. I'm going to make sure I'm all inked up. And then I'm going to stamp off 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Then I'm going to come back to here and I'm going to line my stamp. Well, you really don't have to line it because it's a flower. I'm going to put it right on top and go 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And I've got a secondary color. Now I'm going to peel this one off. Well, let's wipe it off clean. So once they're made out of foam, you can keep these pretty much for a really, really long time. I would think that there will come a point where you're going to want to replace them, but honestly, I've been using mine for 3 days and I still haven't had to replace them, and I've been stamping a lot. Now I have got my last flower, my biggest flower. I'm going to ink it up again. Nice ink job. So I'm doing a monochromatic because I'm using the same ink each and every time, which is nice because then you know that the hue is exactly perfect. You don't have to change anything. I'd bring my yucky piece of paper over and I would stamp 1 and I would stamp 2. So generational stamping, I believe, is what they call it. That's a little highfalutin for me, but I wasn't sure what that was in the beginning. So I've stamped it off twice to get rid of ink, and then I'm going to come down and go right over the top. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and I've got my third color. So you're looking at that going, yeah, well, so what? Maybe that doesn't look so great. Trust me, we're not done yet. I'm going to clean that off and put that right over there. Put my lid on my Memento ink. And now I can take the die, the largest die, and I can cut. Let me line it on up. So this one there. So I'm going to now cut that one piece out. And you're like, well, but Stacey, you could have cut all of these in different colors and layered them and had something very similar. Yes, but if you want the dimension, this is kind of hard to mail. But I wanted the 3 different flowers, but I didn't want them to look flat. I wanted the 3 different colors of the 3 different flowers, but I didn't want it to look flat. So then I'm gonna bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. I'm gonna do my best to line it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Why? Because I'm gonna show you. And then I'm gonna roll it on through. And because I'm just doing paper, 1 roll is enough. This is an open frame die, so it's not intricate at all. Pop it out. Oh, I came pretty darn close. Look at that. There's a little white on the edge. And if you really wanted to, you could go back in and maybe add some more color to it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my Deco Color pen. This is a Marvy Ushida product, and we just got them in a couple of YouTubes ago, and I love them. It is a paint pen in beautiful metallic color. You do have to shake it, and you do have to press the nib to make the paint come out. You also don't want to press hard on that nib. That's not what you're looking to do. You're looking to go on the side of the nib. They also make it in a fine tip, which we also have as a beautiful fine tip. So this time I'm going to take, and even though I'm a little bit, I didn't get it right on the edge, I'm going to take my gold pen and I'm just going to outline my flower. So I'm just going to draw right along with the outline of my flower. Right on the edge. And that gold just adds this simple elegance. Now they come in gold, in silver, and in copper. Beautiful, simple elegance. And I'm not being exact, and I'm not being precise, and I'm not worrying if it's a little more on this flower petal or a little less on that one. I'm just getting that gold on there. And if I need a little bit more, I just press my paint pen and it will release more paint. And out it comes. And oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And it is a true metallic. So now I'm here. But I'm still not done. Now I can take it and just embellish a little bit. Put my little center, I can just take my metallic pen and draw a little center in here. And again, my circle is not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. My circle is not perfect. And then I could take a little bit of the Nouveau glitter accents, because these are the products that literally dry like that. I mean, fast. So put some down, spread it around, lift it up to show you that it's down there, and it's already almost dry. That's crazy, right? So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the gold. I'm gonna put it right down in the center of my gold. And with my finger, I'm just gonna kind of dab it around. So this is where we are so far. Looks pretty good, right? And then if we want to add just a little dimension, because maybe you want to mail this card. Maybe you want to mail this card. Now I've got the look of the 3 flowers in the one with a little bit of dimension. I hope she didn't Is she gonna kill me? Yes, she'll kill me if I take that off. Where then I can put my flower there with only one die cut, but with all three coordinating flowers because I use the die to make a stamp. Look at how easy and how elegant that is. And it was easy. I used one ink pad, a little bit of foam, and some white paper. This is easy peasy, easy to do. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. And you've got 5 different flowers in that set. And each flower, I think, has 4 different layers. I want to say 4. 1, 2, yeah, 4 layers every flower. So you can have flower stamps in all of the sizes that you've been wanting with the matching dies to go with it without having to buy stamps. Think about the dies you have that you'd be able to do this with and make stamps out of. How pretty is that? But what if we didn't want to go the same color? What if we wanted to vary our colors? Well, we can do that too. So with this, you always start with the smallest flower and the darkest color. So I'm going to pull this off. Now there will come a time where you're going to have to change the little, your removable adhesive. Why? Because remember, I put baby powder on the flowers. So it's going to eventually stop being sticky, but all you do is rub it right off. Grab your removable, not repositionable, and draw me some lines. Yep, they're there. I'm going to start with my smallest flower and my darkest color. So this is where you want to take notes. So if you need to stop and pause me, go ahead and pause me. Here. There's my pause face. That way I'm not blinking. All right, you're back. All right, so you want to start with your darkest color and your smallest flower. If I started with my largest flower and my darkest color and put that down first, any of the lighter colors that I use on top of that would just absorb into that dark color. So I am going to start with rhubarb stalk. I'm going to do red. Okay, I have inked my faux stamp up. Oh, it matches. Wow, that is exactly matching. I've inked my faux stamp up because I made my stamp out of foam and dies that I already had, and I'm going to give it a press. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. There. There's my beautiful flower. Now I take it, wipe it off. Remember, the blue didn't transfer. No blue there. Wipe it off, and then just lift it right off your block. And then put it, it's still not sticky. And then you can just put it away. Then I take my next stamp. Make sure it's wiped off. And I think I'm going to do yellow. So I'm going to do a nice yellow on here. And turn it over and just kind of line it up wherever. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Now I've got a yellow flower over the top of it. I'm going to wipe it off. So is your mind reeling yet? Are you thinking about all the dies that you already own where you could have been stamping with them all this time? Then let's take my biggest flower. Where did I put it? Oh, right here. And put my biggest flower on there. Wipe it off. Make sure it's wiped off. And I'm going to ink it up with yellow again. Nice ink job. Only this time I'm gonna bring over my yucky piece of paper. And I'm gonna stamp 1, and I'm gonna stamp 2. Oh, maybe 1 would have been enough. Let's ink it up one more time and do it one more time, because my second stamp came out really light, which is what I'm looking for. So I've got a hair. Let's take that off. Ink that up. Stamp 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to bring it back over here. Kind of center it over everything else. 1, 2, 3. And I've got the lightest stamp in the back. Really easy to do. But then we're not done, because we're going to take, let's wipe that off. We're going to take that die and we are going to cut it. Bring back over my machine. Kind of line it up as best as possible. And because it's an open frame die, which means it's not very intricate, all I have to do is send it through just one time. Pop it out. Now again, there's a little white on the edges. What if I didn't want that white, but I didn't want to use a metallic pen? All you have to do is grab the same ink that you were using, my yellow, and just edge your flower out so that the edges are a really beautiful dark color, which will give you even more of a contrast. I'm just edging my flowers, that's all. Nothing special to it, not hard to do. But now I've edged them out, which gives them even more detail. Then it's up to me. What do I want to do? I could take I guess I could take my gold pen, any pen, or a bling or a pearl. Just draw my little circle in there. And then what if we took the white, which is clear, it's glittery but not over the top glittery, and we put that in there. It's kind of like a rock candy. So it's got sparkle, but it's not in your face. It's not bam, it's bam. Just kind of work that on out so that my petals had a little bit of sparkly glitter to them without being bam. So it really doesn't have any iridescence to it. So there I am now. And now all I have to do is mold it. And make my beautiful little flower by stamping. What happens if you don't want to die cut? That's okay. You can just stamp your flowers. You can stamp, you could decorate your envelope. We could absolutely just decorate the envelope with them by taking the color and, well, I don't know. Let's say it's a big envelope. Taking my color and then maybe stamping off once. And then just kind of layering them on the edge of the envelope. So I've got 3 flowers there. And then I could fill the centers. I could take my smaller flower here, Well, let's do the really small flower. I'm gonna pull that really small flower out that we didn't use. And I'm gonna grab my talcum powder, my baby powder, my cornstarch. I'm gonna pull off one side of the liner to expose the sticky. Then I'm gonna get that with some baby powder and wipe it down. Then I'm gonna take off the back side, get that with some baby powder, wipe it down. Now it's not sticky at all anymore. Take this one off my block. Put this one on my block. Oh, too much talcum powder. So I'm gonna roll off my removable adhesive. Just roll it right on off. Roll down some more. Put my little flower on there. And then get it dark. And then put it 1, 2, 3. And then I could take a little bit of my silver and put that in there. Little silver, and move it with my fingers a little bit. And decorate my, if I had a green pin, I'd draw a few little stems on there and decorate my envelope. Because inside is the card that you made using those flowers. So now you've got the envelope to match the card, and all you did was use the dies to make your stamps. I really want a green, I really, really want a green little, but I don't have one. Anyway, you could draw your stems on there and a few little leaves. And you've made yourself a beautiful decoration for the front of your envelope. And then the seal of your envelope you could stamp again because it's flat. It's gonna go through that machine at the post office where you gotta stay less than 1/4 inch thick, and because you've got no dimension, but everything's gonna match, and it's got that beautiful watercolory look to it. So pretty. I really needed a green, but it is what it is. So then we have, what if you want to do multiple colors? Okay, let's do multiple colors. Let's take and clean our stamp off. And let's do this one in yellow or red or orange. Ooh, how about orange? We'll see. Don't know what it's gonna look like. But we're playing, right? That's what we're doing. We're just playing today. We're experimenting and trying new things. 1, 2, 3, ABC. Ta-da! There it is. Then I can pull it, well, clean it. Pull it right off my block. No problem, easy peasy. Go to my next size. And let's do this one yellow. Let's do this one. Oh, I have cantaloupe. Let's see what cantaloupe looks like. Ink, 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 ink. Oh, I think it might be too orange, but okay. Ink, 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 ink. So I've inked with cantaloupe, only this time I'm gonna take a little bit of a memento marker. So I'm using memento inks because they're the best all-purpose dye-based ink out there. There just really isn't anything better than this. But I want to add more color to it, and I want to be specific where I add my more color. Usually we use a memento marker, and it has a brush side and a and a fine tip side. Usually we use memento markers as oops pins, meaning that when you stamp something and you miss just a little bit of it, you can grab your memento marker and use it as your oops pin, because it can just fill in that little space as opposed to you stamping all over again. It also lets you decide where you want to put color. So this pin is going to let me add some color to the outside of my petals. I couldn't do this with a pad. That would be way too difficult, but I want kind of a watercolory look. So just a little bit. And then I'm gonna go right over the top and kind of center and ABC 1, 2, 3. And now I've got that beautiful watercolory look going on. Oh, isn't that pretty? I love, love, love. Very happy with that. It's got that perfect watercolor look to it. It is stunning. It looks like you took your pen and you got it wet, and your paintbrush, and you kind of played with the colors, but you didn't. You didn't do anything but add color to what is a die that has been cut out of thick foam. Now let's take our next size, pull that one right off, put this one down. This time I'll use the cantaloupe again because it actually looks pretty darn good. Pretty happy with cantaloupe. Ink it up really good. Take a scratch piece of paper, stamp off. That's what they call it, stamping off. There's one. Oh, I might have stamped off too much. Shoot, well, let's see. Oh, that probably would have been okay. All right, so I just need to stamp off once. Let's memento ink it. Stamp off. And then I'm going to take my red pen again. My red memento pen, brush tip, using the sides of it, and I'm just going to add a little bit more red. And I am not being careful at all. I am just getting it in there, right on the outside edges. And I'm just daubing it. And that's what gives it that watercolory look. Look, it's not very pretty at all. Looks yucky, right? One, two, three, ABC. And now I can die cut. And my stamps don't line up perfectly. It's okay. First off, if you need them to line up perfectly, thankfully you're only using paper. That's all you're using is paper. I want that natural, organic look to it is what I'm going for. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to bring over my die cutting machine. Put my dies where they're supposed to be. My platform is completely closed. My paper is down. I'm going to line up my die as best as possible. It's not going to be perfect. And send it through. Just roll it through once. Put my top plate on and roll it through once. Oh, but not bad. Then I can take, if I want, I can either add more red. I can come back with my cantaloupe and kind of do the edges a little bit with cantaloupe. I can take my beautiful gold paint pen and just go around my edges so that you can still see the watercolor. Just a little bit here and a little bit there. It's not supposed to be the same paint pen, the same thickness of your paint pen all the way around. Just a little bit here and a little bit there. Just to add a little sparkle and shine and a little finish to your flower. This poor paint pen, I think this was used in the make and take because it has been used and abused. I want to show you the difference. Can you see that nib? Can you see how rough that nib is compared to how pristine that nib is? I don't know if you can see the difference, but one is just beautifully chiseled and one's been smooshed. You want to keep them like this. You want to use the edge of your paint pen. Just put a little bit around, and then a little bit of gold in the center. Go ahead and kind of maybe just take it out just a little bit, just so you have a little bit of gold fleck coming off of it. And then curl. They're beautiful, and they look like they've been watercolored, but you didn't do anything with water. We didn't even touch water. Is that not just rock star? By using your dies as stamps. And then we're keeping the dimension down a little bit. So if you don't want something that's so built up, this is a way to accomplish it. And they're just lovely. Absolutely beautiful. From the envelope with the teal to just how pretty they are all by themselves. You can make beautiful things with these. But did you ever think to take foam? Remember, you want it as dimensional as possible. This is 3 mil. You wanted it, and you need a sheet of it. It can't be a roll. That's not going to work either. And lay your die cuts on there and cut them out to make your stamps. This is dry. It's still not sticky. I could stamp with it again and again and again and again. Pretty yummy, huh? I had so much fun playing with these, and I have to tell you that the watercolor is probably my favorite because I'm not good at watercoloring. I'm good at technique, but I'm not so good at watercoloring. But I love the dimension that you get, even though it's just a flat piece of paper. It's just a piece of white paper. We took that white paper and made it into something beautiful. All my samples here. This is me having fun. All done the same way. I put a little glitter inside of that one, and blues and purples. And I've got all blue here, the monochromatic and the watercolor. So I wanted to show you how you can take something like this. That's $29.99. It's not an inexpensive set. It is when you look at how many dies you get. $1 a die is pretty good. But how you could take this set and make it more than it is. Now you've got stamps and dies out of one set. I really hope you like it. 5 different flowers, 6 different butterflies, And I think four, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of leaves to work with. And it is Simply Refined. It's my Contour Plus die. Garland Affections. All right. So remember, you can try Fun Foam. You absolutely can. I just don't know if it's going to be thick enough. But if you use the 3mm foam, it's not a problem at all. It's perfect. And it stands up to stamping again and again and again. Here are my original stamps. So these are my original stamps, and they have stamped probably, I stuck them to each other, probably 30 stamps each right now. We're up to about 30 stamps. I've stamped each of them at least 30 times each, and they're still ready to go. You just put them in a little bag or attach them to something, and you're good to go. Just make sure it's not sticky. If it feels a little sticky again, get your baby powder out. All right. Gosh, I just want to make that into a card. It's almost done. I wish I hadn't done that, but oh well. I was having fun. We were being creative, right? No judgment. Everything is a happy accident. Everything's a happy accident. No judgment. So, not only do we have the Contour Plus die for you, let me move all of this out of the way. We also have the 4 that actually come in the I Want It All set or are sold individually. So I'm going to go through these first, and then I will show you samples. So here we have, here's my first set. Now all of the centers are interchangeable, so you can use all the center words with any of them. But here it is, die cut. So you get the frame, you get the decor die. Here's the frame and the decor die. You get the words, you get the background, and here's the words on the background. And that says, your kindness makes the difference. Isn't that a pretty set? So you get the frame you could use all by itself. The decor die you can use all by itself, or you can marry them together, or you could put these in there and you're done. Your card is done. That's simple. So there's one. Here's the second one. So here we give you the frame, the decor die with the calla lilies and the beautiful little flowers, which we give you. So if you are that person who wants to go in there and layer the little flowers on top, you absolutely can. I believe in you. You get the words, and here it is put together. It's such a pretty set. Oh my goodness gracious. If you have a With Sympathy, this would be beautiful. Actually, my favorite one over there is also love, love, love. Now these are $19.99 each, unless you do the I Want It All collection where you get all 4 for $59.99. That brings them down to $14.99 each. Here's Enjoy the Moment. Enjoy the Moment is my favorite. I love all the ribbon that just, or the vines that kind of just wrap up and around it. Here's your frame. Here's your decor die. Here's your sentiment, Enjoy the Moment. And there it is put together. Just so pretty. So, so pretty. And for $59.99, if you love the I Want It All bundle, you're getting yourself such a wonderful deal. Just an amazing, because that's a pretty good die for $14.99. These are for an A2 card, so they're big. Here we've got the frame. We've got our decor die. We've got our saying. And then we've got the 2 together. So this is wishing you happiness, and that's what the saying says, wishing you happiness. So it is these 4 sets that make up the I Want It All. Your kindness makes a difference. I believe in you. Enjoy the Moment. And wishing you happiness. You get all of those. $19.99 if you just love one of them or two of them. $14.99 if you want per set, if you wanted all of them for $59.99. And then of course we have the Contour Plus. So there are the 4 little stems that you can use. There are the flowers. Look at how beautiful. All the flowers. And then the butterflies. Yeah, you get all the butterflies too. And they're tailored from really small to really big. All for your $29.99. So this is not part of the I Want It All bundle. This is sold separately. Okay, now let's show you some samples of what the girls did, because they always do a beautiful, beautiful job. Let's start with Michelle. Your kindness makes the difference. How pretty is that? This is Michelle. Look at the butterfly. Oh my gosh. Love, love, love. And it's glittered in the back. I love this, Michelle. Beautiful. Let me get this down just a little bit, and up a little bit. There we go. And then let's go to Elena, who also does the storyboards. So here's Elena. Look at that. Your kindness makes all the difference. And then she did an acetate card. Enjoy the moments. And she did a mask. She did a beautiful, beautiful acetate card. Look at how gorgeous is that, just on a piece of acetate. Yes, the die cut the frame so it matches exactly, absolutely. This is Elena's acetate card. Great job. Then we have Sharon, and Sharon put together this darling little bag where she's got the flowers and the butterfly from the Contour Plus die. Isn't this the cutest little bag? Put a little something something in there for somebody as a thank you, or a thinking of you, or a welcome home, or a just because, or a birthday. She did a beautiful job. Again, everything's from the Contour Plus die. This is Sharon. I showed this one on Facebook because it's stunning, but it's just 2 pieces of paper. Well, 3. She used the black twice and then the ivory. This is Sharon, and I think that this is a stunner. Then we also have from Sharon, oh, did she put something inside? No, okay. Enjoy the moments, and I think this is a stunner too. How beautiful is that? See, I love this die. This is my favorite. I love how everything wraps around. Just love them. I do. This was a happy collection for me. I had a very good time with this collection, and I had been sitting on it for, gosh, I want to say 8 months. So it took a while for it to finally get its turn to be made. This is Yvette, and Yvette used the large butterfly, and she used some fishing wire, and she has it hanging. Haha, is that cute? This is Yvette. Nice, huh? It's simple though. Simple, simple, simple. And then this is Yvette. And again, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors she chose. She just put a simple thank you in the middle. I just think it's beautiful. And this is Yvette. Then we have Kathy. And Kathy is wishing you happiness. Oh, I know, right? Ah. Kathy is wishing you happiness. And then Kathy has, and it's not Cody. Who is it, Kathy? She's got the butterflies and Enchanted. I'm going to have to find out who that is. But she used the flowers. Look at how lovely is that with the beautiful butterflies that she did a stained glass effect on. How beautiful is that with those butterflies? That's all from the dies. And it says Enchanted. No, she didn't put who that is. I'm going to have to ask her. That's Kathy. Then we have Belinda. And Belinda knocked it out of the ballpark. Here's her small version of I Believe in You. She's got a frame. She's got the butterflies. She's got the flowers. The little girl is not mine, but it's super cute, with the butterfly wings coming off and the frame that fits right behind it and all the little flowers from the Contour Plus die. This is Belinda. That's her small version. Wait till you see her larger version. Oh my gosh. They're beautiful. Again, the beautiful frame in the background, the butterflies making up the fairy, I Believe in You, and then the flowers to decorate from the Contour Plus die. This is Belinda. Rock star. Such an imagination, so creative. Then we have Doris. Wishing you happiness. Gosh, that looks like a perfect Easter card. Happy Easter in the middle. Let's see. No, nothing inside. This is Doris. Wishing you happiness. Then we have Your Kindness Makes the Difference. So pretty. This is good for a guy. I have to say, I know it's flowers, but the color scheme is so perfect. A guy would love this. It's not overly feminine, all because of the colors that she chose. Then we have I Believe in You, and this is a stunner. I Believe in You. Look at the detail, the frame, the words, the insets, the butterflies. I Believe in You. This is Doris. And then last but not least, now I know this is Catherine, so I don't even have to question that, is her 12 by 12 layout. Enjoy the moments. She's got the flowers and the vines and happy and believe in kind. She's got everything in here. She just did a beautiful job. This is Doris' 12 by 12 layout using the Contour Plus and the words from all of the other frames, the other dies. So that's Doris and her layout. All right. Well, I hope we had fun today. I had a great time. It was rock star for me. I had a fabulous time. I didn't have to think about shims or waiting for anything to get hot. It was good to go. It was perfect. And we just sat and we crafted together. And isn't that what it's all about? We just played. And yes, we have product for sale. Yes, I would love you to have my Simply Refined dies because they're one and done. So when they're gone, they're gone. So if you like them, order them. But there's so much more than that. I hope I showed you a way to take something you already have and make it new again, make it useful again in a way you might not have thought. I'm taking your dies and just making them into stamps. How easy is that? Decorate your envelopes, decorate your layouts because you don't want the dimension. You've got options. Seriously, you've got options. So, All of this will be on a YouTube Yummy sale, and this is YouTube number 231. Don't forget to post your comment. So on this YouTube, so you have a chance to be a winner chicken dinner. And where are you going to find all of this great product? So easy peasy. Scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Simply Defined and Simply Refined are my exclusive products. So the only place you're going to find them is Scrapbooking Made Simple or scrapbookingmadesimple.com. All right, you guys, I will see you next week when I will be at CHA, but there will be a YouTube for you releasing the morning of CHA. And then I will be doing live from CHA from whole bunches of different booths where there'll be prizes galore to win. So I will see you next week. And the first collection of 2018, Simply Refined, made my heart happy. Bye, everybody.